April 14th, 1912. 11:40 p.m. The largest ship ever built racing through a freezing dark ocean, straight towards something it could not survive. The arms Titanic, called unsinkable, 4 city blocks long, 11 stories tall, built by 2,000 workers across 1,200 relentless days within 2 hours and 40 minutes of hitting an iceberg. This ship broke in half and vanished, taking 1503 lives into the dark forever. This was not fate. 6 specific human mistakes caused this disaster. Any single one avoided could have saved every life on board. Captain Smith, 40 years at sea. Harland and Wolff, hundreds of ships built. White Star Line, decades of experience. None caught the fatal flaws. The Titanic sank not in 2 hours, but across 3 years before it ever touched the water. The mistakes began at the drawing board. In just 1,200 days, a ship was built that the world called impossible to sink. Today, we reveal exactly why it did 6 mistakes. 1,503 deaths. By the end of this video, you will understand every single one of them in full. March 31st, 1909. Belfast. Harland and Wolff Shipyard. 2 sister ships, Olympic and Titanic, begin construction side by side simultaneously. Over 2,000 workers spent 1,200 days constructing Titanic. 3 million rivets driven by hand. Workers as young as 14 12-hour days, 269 meters long, 53 meters tall. 46,000 tons. 2 massive steam engines and 1 turbine. Nothing like it had ever existed before. Inside Titanic was a floating palace. Grand staircase, swimming pool, Turkish bath and restaurants for first class. Even third class had private cabins. The ship had 16 watertight compartments. Designers claimed it could float with 4 compartments fully flooded. This claim would later cost everything. White Star Line marketed the ship as virtually unsinkable. Newspapers declared it the safest vessel ever built. Tickets sold out within weeks. May 31st, 1911. Over 100,000 people watched Titanic slide into the water at Belfast, the largest moving object ever built by human hands. After a year of fitting out and successful sea trials, Titanic was declared ready. Unsinkable. Perfect. The world was waiting for her maiden voyage, April 10th, 1912. Southampton Dock. 1,500 passengers board Titanic. Thousands crowd the pier watching history prepare to depart on board. The world's wealthiest, alongside hundreds of immigrants seeking a new life in America. All of them equally and unknowingly in danger at the helm. Captain Edward Smith. 40 years at sea. This was his final voyage before retirement. He had crossed the Atlantic hundreds of times. The first 4 days were perfect. Calm seas, sunshine. Champagne in first class. Speed increasing each day. Everything felt completely right. April 14th. Unusually calm, unusually clear, dangerously cold. The sea was flat as glass, conditions that would make iceberg detection nearly impossible. Passengers dined and danced that Sunday evening completely unaware. In the first-class dining room, an orchestra played their very last dinner. Mistake 1. White Star Line owner J.P. Morgan demanded early arrival in New York. Captain Smith responded by driving Titanic at near maximum speed, 22 knots. Nearly top speed. April is peak iceberg season in the North Atlantic. Massive bergs drift directly into transatlantic shipping lanes. At 22 knots, Titanic covered 740 meters every minute. At reduced speed, she could stop in time. At full speed, physically impossible. A 25% speed reduction gives 30 extra seconds of warning. 30 seconds. The ship turns clear. The iceberg passes alongside. Everyone lives. Mistake 2. On April 14th alone, Titanic received 6 separate wireless warnings about large icebergs directly in her path. All were ignored. 9 a.m. SS Coronia warns of icebergs directly ahead. Captain Smith reads it, acknowledges it, sets it on the table. The ship does not slow SS Californian. Stopped 19 kilometers away in the iceberg field. Sends an urgent warning. Titanic's operator cuts him off. Keep out. I am busy. Operator Phillips was overwhelmed with paid passenger telegrams. Commercial messages took priority over ice warnings. A revenue choice became a death sentence. SS Californian considered the danger so serious she stopped completely and waited for dawn. Titanic received the same information and pushed harder. 6 warnings. 6 chances to reduce speed or change course. 6 decisions that chose commercial schedule over 1,500 human lives. Mistake 3. The crow's nest lookouts had no binoculars. The case was locked. The officer holding the key had left the ship in Southampton with binoculars. Iceberg spotted at 5 miles. 13 minutes to react. Without binoculars, spotted at 500 meters. 37 seconds. Already too late. 11:39 p.m. Frederick Fleet rings the warning bell 3 times and calls the bridge. Iceberg right ahead. The ship begins turning. Too late. Had Fleet spotted the iceberg 30 seconds earlier, the turn completes. The iceberg passes alongside harmlessly. Every single person on board survives. Mistake 4. Metallurgical analysis confirms inferior iron rivets were used in the bow section. Exactly where the iceberg struck. Instead of stronger steel, Harland and Wolff were building both ships simultaneously at maximum capacity. Steel riveters ran short. Iron was substituted in the bow. A shortcut that killed 1,500. On impact, the brittle iron rivets sheared and popped under the force. Hull plates sprang open. Steel rivets would have held far longer. 6 wounds opened along 90 meters of Titanic's hull in less than 10 seconds. 5 of 16 watertight compartments immediately began flooding. The design could survive 4 flooded compartments. 5 were flooding. 1 more than the maximum. The ship was doomed from the first second of impact. Mistake 5. Titanic carried 20 lifeboats. Total capacity 1,178 people. The ship held 2,200. Over 1,000 people had no lifeboat at all. Designer Carlisle proposed 64 lifeboats. Reduced to 32 in planning. Then reduced to 20 to keep the promenade deck clear for first-class passengers. British Board of Trade regulations required lifeboats based on tonnage, not passengers. Titanic legally complied. The law was dangerously outdated. Mistake 6. Not one lifeboat drill was conducted with passengers before departure. When evacuation began, nobody knew where to go. Lifeboat 1, capacity 40. Launched with only 12 people. While 1,500 waited on a sinking deck, boats rowed away half empty into the dark. First-class passengers reached lifeboats easily from upper decks. Third-class passengers faced locked gates in the lower corridors and language barriers. SS Californian, 19 kilometers away, saw Titanic's distress rockets. Her captain was asleep. Officers debated an hour. They did nothing. 11:40 p.m. The iceberg scraped Titanic's starboard bow for 10 seconds. From the deck, it seemed minor. Below, 6 wounds pouring ocean water. Designer Thomas Andrews inspected the damage and told Captain Smith quietly, 1 hour. 90 minutes at most. Not enough to save everyone. Water floods the bow. The stern rises higher. Passengers feel the deck tilting beneath them. The sea is coming. And they know. 2:17 a.m. The electrical system fails. Every light aboard flickers and dies. In total blackness, 1,500 people face the end. 2:18 a.m. The hull cracks, breaks in half under its own weight. The bow plunges. The stern follows. 3,800 meters down, -2 degrees Celsius. Consciousness gone in 15 minutes. Death within 30. The 1,503 people in that water had no chance at all. Carpathia arrived at 4:10 a.m. 110 people in lifeboats. 1,503 gone. The water covered in debris. Life jackets with nobody inside them, both American and British inquiries, confirmed the same 6 failures. Speed, warnings, binoculars, rivets, lifeboats, and evacuation caused this disaster. Remove any one of the 6 mistakes, and Titanic survives. Slower speed. 1 warning heeded. Binoculars. Steel rivets. Full lifeboats. Any 1 September 1st, 1985. Robert Ballard locates the Titanic wreck 3,800 meters below the North Atlantic. Bow and stern 600 meters apart. 1503 people died. The youngest, Sidney Goodwin, 19 months old. The oldest, Johan Svensson, 74 years. All died from preventable mistakes. Titanic sank because of human pride, commercial pressure, and ignored warnings. Every single one of those 1503 deaths was a choice someone made.